on my level, give you what you need. Wanna watch me as I walk, slay, serve, repeat. Lean in just a little, I feel your body heat. Wanna watch me as I walk, slay, serve, repeat. Put you on the level. Wanna watch me as I walk, slay, serve, repeat. Lean in just a little. Wanna watch me as I walk, slay, serve, repeat.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of I Live for This podcast with myself, Chantel Sparkles, and
Trinity the Untuck right now. Girl, I'm in Hawaii. Sometimes, we'd be traveling, so sometimes it just is what it is, girl.
Honey, you are living your vacation life. You're like, fuck drag.
Girl, this isn't a vacation. I got to perform outside here shortly, but I didn't have time to get fully in drag. I've got it literally as soon as this podcast is over, I gotta go right onto the beach, honey.
Yeah.
I still got lashes and stuff to do, but you know what? It is what it is, Santa. It is what it is. Speaking of gorgeous, though, you look stunting.
Thank you. This is
Susie Toot Wishes.
I was gonna say she's Susie tooting her ass onto the podcast today.
No, girl, you look more like Suzanne Toot.
Yes,
honey.
Suzanne, honey. I live.
Suzanne Tutankhamun, honey.
Yes.
Susie Toot's a long lost aunt.
Oh, not the aunt, honey.
Yeah, aunt.
At least she's not a grandma. Like
you bitch. You bitch. You bitch. Well, I'm excited about this episode. I really thoroughly enjoyed this episode.
Honestly, girl, I was sitting here with Ethan and I was watching and I said, this is probably the second best Rusical that I've watched. There might be other ones because I haven't seen every single one of them. But
yeah.
I think this is the second best one. My favorite one was the All-Stars one with all the scary horror characters.
Oh, yeah. That was fun, too.
Yeah.
I feel like they've definitely gotten better over the years, like making stuff bigger. I think since they added the LED panels in the back, it adds to the production value.
Yeah, but it's not even just that. Like, I really like the writing to it and like how everything kind of just flows and makes sense. It gives me very like Broadway. You know what I mean? I like
they definitely have gotten better. I wonder, I've never seen the RuPaul's Drag Race live in Vegas. I wonder if they ever add these Rusicals to the show, because it would be fierce for them to do, because they're already made.
Yeah, that would be kind of cunt.
Yeah. Before we get too far into the episode, a couple of things. Don't forget to subscribe on the channel, like and comment on all the season 17 reviews, and you'll get a chance to win a merch package worth $1,000.
Yeah.
It's going to have something from each of the 17 girls, merch from you, merch from me, merch from I Live for This review, a custom glitter bomb wig, which is usually like, girl, those wigs are like $400 or more. So make sure that you like, subscribe, comment. It costs you nothing, and you can win this, and you can do it from anywhere in the world. We're going to be shipping worldwide. We're going to pick one person randomly.
And nowadays, people ain't giving away free shit. So when you get something free, take advantage of it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Another thing before we get too far into the episode is I want to address something that I'm very passionate about. Is I feel like all drag entertainers experience this, but especially Drag Race queens, is there's a part of the fandom the Drag Race fandom is one of the most
toxic.
Yes, but passionate. I was gonna say passionate, because there's two sides of it.
There is, but I feel like there is a lot of the toxicness. I mean,
yeah, I want to say passionate. And so that brings out the best and the worst in people. And I feel like right now, especially with everything that's going on in the world, especially in what's happening in politics in the U.S., we need to stop tearing people down and lifting up our queer people. And that includes people that have the opportunity to be on TV. It's okay to have fair criticisms of things and have an opinion on things, but when you start bringing stuff personal and you start attacking people and you start tearing people down, that's not okay. You know, one thing I know a lot of people had a lot to say about Lux defending Lana, but at the end of the day, who's going to defend your drag family if you're not defending your drag family? And you better believe if I come across, I'm not there like sifting through comments, but if I am tagged in something and I come across something and you're reading Sam and Jules for no reason at all, and it's not just an opinion, it's you being malicious, I'm going to read you down, because 9 times out of 10, you have no business. You don't do what we do. You could never. And
Never.
another thing about, this episode, and we'll get into it, queens using garments that belong to other people in the past. Y'all know how freaking expensive it is to do
Yeah, they
Drag
want to
Race.
talk about how, it's so expensive, but then when people start being more smart about how they prepare, it's like now they got something to say. It's
Yeah.
never good enough.
Girl, y'all should just enjoy what is coming down the runway. And if you don't enjoy it, that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's not going to stop them from winning. It's not going to stop them from not winning. It's strictly what the judges want to see. That's what's going to happen on RuPaul's Drag Race. It's RuPaul's decision. So, that moving on, the whole nepotism thing, girl, we have seen countless drag artists on Drag Race that were related to other queens that had been on before that did not do well. The fact that Sam and Jules are doing so well in the season has nothing to do with being related to me. Nothing. If they were not talented, girl, they would get the boot. But girl, y'all are mad because our family is fierce. Well, girl, hate. Because at the end of the day, they still gonna keep winning. They still gonna keep doing good, and they still gonna do what they do. And y'all can be mad.
Well,
Sitting
I
at
just want to
home.
touch base too on what you were saying too about the whole like the toxic fandom and people always feel like they have to have a lot to say. It really does take its toll. I know some people, well, a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, when you're in the spotlight, it comes with the territory." You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we are still human beings and we have feelings. And I'll tell you, I'm one of the most like sensitive people. You know that. Like I hear
You
something
take everything personal.
Girl,
Yeah.
everything personal. Like, girl, somebody read me in the comments and said my fucking teeth was not sparkling. Guess what I did, bitch? I went and bought some damn teeth whitening kits, and now I'm whitening my teeth like every day. But the moral of the story is that words are like knives, and it's worse than physical, damage. Because that stuff sticks with people. And I know that we're in the spotlight and people feel like they can just punch us and say whatever they want to say and if there's no effect. But there really does have an effect. So just
And
be
one
more
more thing.
mindful.
One more thing about all of this. This is something that I can't even relate to. You can't even relate to, but something that we have observed online more so than what I've seen myself get and what I've seen Sam get and other white queens get. The fandom for some reason is so rabid on specifically the black queens, more so than they even are on white queens. And it's not fair. Your racism is showing. And if you don't like something, that's okay, but you don't have to go that dark on something.
Like, go
you can
ham
have an
on them.
opinion, but girl, do not make something personal attack because it looks bad on you. I just don't understand. Girl, y'all can hate all day, and sometimes I'm not a huge fan of some of her runways, but girl, you can never deny Anya is a star, and Anya
fierce.
is slaying this competition. You may not like it. You may not want her to win. She may not be your favorite. Same thing for Lana. You may think she's horrible in every challenge. You may not like her runway, whatever that might be. Girl, she's a star. She's stunning. She's a supermodel. And girl, she's on Drag Race. And you are
And
not.
same with Corey. Like, Corey, listen, may not be the best on the runways, but that bitch has a personality. And that's what it really boils down to is TV. You know what I'm saying?
And so
they
you
made
know,
it.
it's okay to have opinions if things are constructive and you're giving, your opinion, your feedback on stuff that is constructive. But when you start taking things low and attacking, that's not okay. And I'm not the one.
Yep. I've already read people too that have messaged because people that know me personally will message me because they feel like they can tell me stuff what that they think about Jules or Sam. And they trust me, I've clapped back at them and said, listen, just because you have an opinion doesn't mean that you can tell me what you think. Because listen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna defend them.
And you know what? Y'all want to have an opinion? Well, girl, I have three. So you bring yours and I will give you mine. Trust.
Hmm.
Trust.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm going to get off my
Enough of
soapbox and
that.
let's move on to something more positive because I really, really did enjoy this episode.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let's get started. So the first thing that happens is obviously the girls enter after the elimination,
yeah.
and everyone is just gagged that Crystal went home. I mean, judging from what it looks like, it seems like everybody really thought that Crystal was going to make it all the way because of how polished she was.
Yeah.
So I thought that was just crazy. And then after that, Lydia is literally like, "Well, I'm glad she went home."
I mean, if you know, she Crystal didn't win anything, but her track record was like
She was
top
clean.
safe, top safe, top elimination.
Yep.
So like if I was one of the other queens, I'd be happy she was gone too because in a competition setting, she was competition.
Yep.
And we've seen winners of the season only win once and win the entire thing because they were just really good the whole way through.
Yeah, it's just like a
So
pageant. It's all about just being consistent and clean, you know?
yeah,
But literally moving like right along, everybody start talking about the snatch game. And Susie says, "Congratulations to Anya for snatch game." And Anya just snaps back and she's like, "Well, y'all didn't make it that hard for me to win."
I live and there was facts. That
I
was
mean, it's
facts.
true. Like the snatch game was a little bit of a flop. Like everybody was talking about it. Like it was like 80% bad and then 20% good, you know?
But I think that's normal with Snatch Game. Snatch Game is a very specific
Is it?
talent. It's just I think so. I think it's just like a roast. Like a roast is a very specific talent. Not everybody's good at it. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like this one was a little bit more bad though compared to Elias.
I would have to go through, but like we had about what four good ones, which was like Anya, Jules, Sam, and I think Corey did pretty good. And
Yeah.
then Lydia was okay, and then the rest were kind of like, you know,
I guess it was
Bombzilla.
just like the tops were so strong that I was like, okay, everybody else hit it, bitch. And then right after that, Susie says that she just gave everybody like a week off, that she feels like she should have won, but the next weekends, the next weeks that she's competing, everybody needs to just get ready because she about to be stepping on some necks.
This is the thing with girls who do that. 9 times out of 10, if a girl is saying that on the show and they're saying it week after week after week,
The producers are gonna pull a fast one, honey. They're gonna be
girl,
like,
it's
just
good
kidding.
TV to see those cocky girls falter, honey. And if
Yep.
you keep on and keep on, you're not going to be given your flowers. You
Nope.
know, it's better to have a sneak attack. It's better
Well, it's
to
also
be,
better to just be more humble.
yeah, you could be confident, but girl, you ain't got to like, it- like right now, I'm not getting winter vibes from
No.
Susie. I mean, she is
Especially from
good.
the
Susie is
confessional.
good.
Not
She
the
is good.
confessionals. What is it? What is it? What do they call it at the after the episode?
The Untucked.
Untucked. Yeah, like in Untucked, she was just not cute in the last episode, and it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
giving
I
winter
just
energy.
don't. I'm just not getting winter vibes from her, at least right now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes everything that happened, and then after that, it goes right into RuPaul entering.
Yeah, so RuPaul comes in and she announces that today's maxi challenge is the Wicked Wizard of Oz Rusical, and which I think is a very cool, smart idea because there's obviously 3 different versions. There's so
The
much to
movie just
pull
came
from.
out.
The movie, the musicals, the television. There's so many renditions of this that you can pull from.
Yeah.
And it also encompasses so many different um, subcultures in America in this too.
Yeah.
You have like the vintage stuff from the original Wizard of Oz. You have the
The
Wiz, which is
Harlem from
which
the
is
original The Wiz.
very like Black Power. Then you have the what is it? The Wicked, which is like um, the musical, but now it's like something completely different with the movie, which I
Yeah.
love the movie. I didn't like the Broadway musical. So there's so much to pull from, and Susie brings up again that this is something she's going to be great at. I'm like, girl, like, show us. Stop telling us. Show us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Words are actions speak louder than words. As cliche as it sounds, we want to see it. So stop saying it and do it, honey.
Yeah. The girls have to assign the roles themselves. One thing about like the seasons nowadays, they used to like sometimes assign them, or they would pick team captains to assign the roles. But it's way more entertaining when the girls have to fight over the roles.
They said, "Here's
So,
the papers. Everybody
girl,
fend for themselves."
yeah, it's way better TV. So the girls have to assign the roles. Both Acacia and Susie want Kansas Dorothy, and so girl, they fight over it, and they are going in.
Yep.
Susie's trying to manipulate Acacia into another role, and girl, Acacia is not
Which is
having it.
kind of sounding like the last, when Lexi and her were on the team, remember, and she was kind of just telling her what to do in that challenge too.
Yeah,
It just seems like that's really what she is. She's very much like a tell it, like let me tell everybody how to do something instead of just letting people kind of
a
be with her.
know-it-all, a
Yeah.
showboat. Yes,
Hmm.
yes, yes. Um, and then Acacia actually ends up getting the role because the whole cast is like, no, Susie, you got your role that you wanted last time. Let Acacia pick something and try to shine.
Yeah.
After that, Jules and Corey fight over the Good Witch, and girl,
Really
it
goes
is
down.
a battle.
Well, it's
It is,
funny because like in the beginning, this sounds like they're kind of playful and they're like, no. And then it's like,
yeah, well,
no,
girl,
bitch.
Corey raises her voice, and then surprisingly, Jules
Corey
is.
scared me, bitch. Though when she started getting loud, I said, "Is this who she really is, honey?" Because she looked like she was about to fight.
No, I don't. I think she was just being very passionate about wanting this
Oh, I
role,
know.
and girl, Jules was throwing it right back. It was like, um, uh, Corey had said something about like, well, good luck with this in your no body or something like that, and Jules says, "I can buy body, you can't buy comedy."
Girl, I gagged. That was very something that you would say because I remember when we first became friends, bitch, you used to always be like, you need to go find yourself some talent."
The thing about drag is that this is part of it. Like this is locker room talk. This is
Yeah.
drag dressing room talk. Girls bantering back and forth with stuff like this. That's what it is. Girls sometimes in a show. I remember on cast when we were both on cast together at the
Girl, we used
Connection
to
in
read the
Louisville.
dog shit out of the people or out
We
of
would
each other.
we would read the dog shit of each other. If there's only so many popular songs, and when you have a huge cast, everybody's wanting to do the same song. You would read each other.
Girl, I
And
remember when that song, How Deep Is Your Love came out, girl. And you was so excited to do that damn song. You went and made a whole full beaded costume and you said, "This is my song, bitch."
sometimes you just gotta claim it, but it is funny that and it's not that serious.
Yeah.
So the roles go out as follows: Acacia is Kansas Dorothy, Jules is the Good Witch, Corey is one of the Flying Monkeys, Lydia is the other Flying Monkey, Susie is the Green Witch, Ariete is the Scarecrow, Lana is Tin Woman, Lexi is Lioness, Sam is Wicked Witch, and Anya is Harlem Dorothy. I think this is really cool. We're not really going to touch base off of like the rehearsal stuff because there wasn't too much. But so RuPaul comes out in this blue. It's like a sky blue gown. It has all these ruffles. It's cinched in the waist, but then it has like these flowy parts over the middle. What did you think?
Looking at it in the picture, I thought it was actually really, really pretty. It looks literally like a waterfall or something. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't like the hair. I feel like RuPaul has just been giving us the same shape wig every single episode.
I really do think it's the same wig.
It's gotta be, girl, because I'm so tired of seeing this shape. Even though the
I
color is absolutely stunning on her, like blue and white, we always say this in every episode that she wears it. She looks like fucking Elsa, honey. It's fierce, icy. I
yeah.
just really wish that she would give us like even with this, it's a long dress and the lineage of the waves and stuff, I
Yeah.
just feel like she would have looked so fierce with like a long wavy wig or something. You know what I mean?
I wonder who is doing RuPaul's hair now because she did a couple of seasons ago have a guy named Curtis, and
Hmm.
he was fierce. He was like in the era of when she was doing AJ and the Queen and
Yes, the hair was fierce.
girl, so fierce. He was like, I think the hairstylist after Delta.
Mm.
I'm not sure who's doing her hair now, and it's not that it's bad. It's just
No.
I want to see more diversity in her hair.
Well, that, and it's just like, I want to see looks. Like she's already giving us looks, but I want to see like different looks on the runway each episode. Your mother, honey, give us drag, which she
And
does.
I don't know if you clocked this, but girl, her makeup is giving a little bit of Jules tease. Like the crease is like a graphic liner. And I
I
was
didn't even
like,
notice that until
oh,
you say it.
Raven must be inspired, honey, because it is like
Right.
a liquid liner in the middle,
I live.
very soft. So, with all of that being said, she still looks great. I'm gonna give this a good pussy.
Yeah, I gave this a good pussy too. It would have been great if she would have just had some different hair. But moving right along to Michelle Visage, and she's in this lilac. It almost looks like lilac or pink. What, I don't know which one it is, but it's a cocktail dress with a half up, half down ponytail. What do you think of this one,
Old lady, I think
girl?
she looks beautiful in the face, and I like the hair. But there's no cinch. The way that this is tailored around underneath her breasts, it
I don't
makes her
like
look
that. That's
very
really what makes
boxy.
it.
It makes it very boxy, and she looks wide in this, and she is not a wide girl.
Yeah.
I think this looks old lady.
Yeah, I agree. That was the one thing that broke it for me. And you can tell that it almost looks like the dress is not fitted correctly because if you look around the armpit area, it's like coming out where the
Yep.
armhole should be tighter to the torso. But immediately when I saw this, I was like, "Old lady, the
Yeah.
ruffles or the bunchiness, no, ma'am." But from the neck up, honey, she looks fierce.
Yeah, she looks. I mean, girl, you can never come for her face. She's called Visage for a reason. Her
Yeah,
face is immaculate. I live for her hair usually, and she looks stunning. But this comes down to her stylist or whoever is picking her outfits.
yeah.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. That's why we play this game.
Mhm.
We're gonna move on to our thoughts of how each girl did in the Rusical. Let's start with Acacia. What did you think of her performance?
Lackluster, bland, very stale, unseasoned chicken. Girl, I was like, I mean,
Not unseasoned chicken, bitch.
girl, that's what is that's what it gave me. Like when I saw the performance, I was like, I know that you wanted to do a ballad, but girl, ballads are the best time to really do some sickening facial expressions and like do more character like stuff because like you can give them drama. You know what I mean? And she just walked out and she was like a lost puppy. She was like,
Girl, you called her a rotisserie.
well, someone else called her a baked potato, so the whole ass meal, bitch.
Oh my gosh. So I think that Acacia sounded good. Like she does actually have a good voice.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like if you're gonna go the serious route, you have to be so dramatic. That's a big
That's what I mean.
stage.
Drama. Give them
Yeah,
drag.
give us drama, give us drag. The voice sounded good, but you gotta perform, girl. Like you
Right.
ain't singing live. This is pre-recorded, so you gotta perform.
You gotta
And
amp it
then,
up.
but how I think someone should approach this is, girl, give us good vocals, but be funny about it.
Right. That's what
You
I'm
have all
saying.
these big personalities. You already know they're going to be giving, and you got to stand out. So, girl, ham it up. And she did
Ham it
not.
up, bake it up, baked potato it up, chicken it up.
She did not do that. I will say that even with this being a weaker performance, I think everybody did good.
Yeah.
But we're going to be,
Well,
we
that's what I'm
are.
saying. It was the writing, girl. The writing was
Yeah.
just so fierce that everybody had a moment.
Yeah. So we're gonna be nitpicking to make our decisions on what we think.
Yeah.
After Acacia, we have Jules, and what did you think of Jules?
I thought she was sickening. Like,
Yeah.
she had wardrobe malfunctions, but she still played in. I don't even think she knew it if it actually happened, which made it even funnier. Um, I like that she also didn't play into just being pretty because we know Jules just likes to be pretty. That's why I
Yeah.
thought she was choosing the good witch.
Yeah.
But she really, really tapped into her slutty era, and I lived for it. It was sickening.
Yeah. I think she did at one point realize that her nipple was out because she started tucking it in, which was really funny. And it did not throw her. She
Yeah, I
just
was thinking,
kept
yeah,
going.
not. Yep.
Yeah. I think she killed it. I mean, I think she was absolutely
Mhm.
incredible. I think definitely one of the very best for this episode.
Yeah.
The nipple popping out added some camp. I don't know if this is one of the reasons why, though, that they ended up not giving her the win. Is
I just
maybe
think
they
that would be so stupid, though, because she can't control that.
she can't control that because one, she was not the person who made her costume, picked out her costume or nothing. Those were provided. Same
Yeah.
thing for the boobs. And, she went ham in performing. So if it popped out, that's not her fault. But I could understand that might be a distraction. I don't know. I don't know how they judged it. But
Yeah.
I do know she was fierce.
Yeah,
She
it was
was fierce.
sickening. She was one of my favorites, too.
Yeah.
Who else is next?
After her, we have Sam, and I'll give you my opinion. I think Sam absolutely killed this. I think that not only did she go camp, her vocals, you could tell she can sing live. She
Oh,
is
yeah.
a fierce singer. I've heard her sing live. She is a fierce singer. And,
Hmm.
doing Cher, which is one of RuPaul's favorite artists, beings on earth, if you don't do it right, then you are in the bottom. So this can set somebody up to be superior or somebody to be in the bottom. And I feel like Sam obliterated this in the most amazing way. Not only was she performing, not only did she know all her words and she was in character, girl, they were flipping her and
She
it
wasn't even
was
blinking,
smooth.
bitch.
Girl, it was amazing. I was
It was sick.
so impressed. I didn't even know she could do that.
Girl, same. When she walked out and she looked like, girl, she even tried to paint like Cher, which I thought was fierce.
Yeah.
Just everything about it, like she surprised me because I was like, okay, is she really gonna tap into her Cher moment and do this, or is it gonna be like almost like half-assed? Girl, she blew it out of the park. I was gagged.
Yeah. I was very, very proud of the Tuck Sparkles Dynasty tonight. I mean, I
Yeah.
really thought that they were absolutely incredible tonight.
This really is separating people from the actual like winners, I feel like,
Yeah.
versus the people that are just falling into the back.
And this is another thing. Like, yes, we might have helped them a little bit with hair and costumes and like giving them, inside tea for feedback on getting ready for the show. But at the end of the day, they are the ones that have to deliver,
Girl.
and they are delivering. I
Girl,
mean,
that's
like,
I said this a couple episodes ago. Girl, you can pack the kid up, you can buy them all the school clothes and give them all the things they want, but once you send them to school, honey, they got to get the A's.
yep,
You know,
exactly, exactly. Next up, we have Lydia. And what did you think of Lydia's performance?
Lydia,
She was the flying monkey.
she was a flying monkey. I thought she was pretty. I thought she was good. I thought honestly she was evenly good as Corey. They were both pretty much the same.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a little bit of the, they're clearly a couple and they're together or whatever it is, and I thought it was going to be kind of like one or the other.
yeah.
But I thought they really played into each other's chemistry and they did well to me.
Yeah, I thought that Lydia was pretty good.
Mhm.
It wasn't a major standout, but I thought for the role that she
Yeah.
got, it was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
After Lydia, we have Corey, who was also a flying monkey. And I'll give you my opinion. I thought that she did okay. It just wasn't as memorable as other roles.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
did you think?
I thought the same thing. They were both evenly good. This just comes down to, like you said, when people have pre-recorded vocals, that gives you your moment to really drag up your facial expressions and really sell the song. So, like, when someone says a certain word, you got to make it more character-like. And I
Yeah.
feel like it was kind of like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like,
Yeah, exactly.
oh,
I do agree with the critiques that the judges gave her. she's a tall girl, and the fact that Lydia was so tiny and also very low to the ground, it added to her character. And I
Mm.
think that that's something Corey should have done is really embrace, like, girl, a monkey is usually, like, not fully upright. They're
Yeah.
really low forward, and that could have added to, like, the body characterization of what
Yeah. Well,
the flying
especially in
monkey
the
is.
movie, the way that the monkeys are, they're really, really wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
So get into character, you know?
Yeah. Up next we have Susie, and what did you think of Susie's performance?
I thought it was good. You know, you can definitely tell that Susie is in her element. You can tell that she's had the training for this. Her voice is very Broadway-ish. I do think that she could have, because she has so much training, she could have went more with the
Y-
expressions in the tone of her voice, because
Yeah.
I felt like it was good, but it was also like when you hear a song, when you hear emotion, like you go with your voice. It's hard to explain. Like she just wasn't giving as much as I expected from her, especially when she said, "Oh, this is my moment. Like I'm gonna slay y'all."
Yeah.
But she wasn't bad. I thought she was a lot better than most of them.
Yeah, I thought she was excellent. I thought she was probably, like, very, very, very high safe.
Right.
There were a few that I thought were better than her, mainly because with Drag Race, it's not about being actual Broadway, actor. They
Right.
want camp. That
That's what I'm. Yeah.
Drag Race is about being stupid and funny and making RuPaul laugh, and that's with almost every challenge. They
Yeah.
want that almost every challenge, and I think she did phenomenal. But I think that there was just something missing with it that just didn't connect as well as some of the other ones.
Yeah.
That there wasn't as much joy. I think that's what
Yeah,
it
and I
was.
think also with her performance, it was kind of like she was kind of dead in the eyes.
That's what
You
I'm
know.
saying. There wasn't as much joy in her performance, although it was excellent. Her
Yeah.
voice, she did all the motions correctly. It's not like she did anything wrong. I just thought there could have been that off, you
Yeah.
know.
For sure.
Um, Up next we have Anya, and I'll give you my opinion of Anya. I thought Anya absolutely nailed this role. I thought she looked absolutely beautiful. Anya has a very round face, and the way she paints it, she looks like a cherub,
Mm,
like a beautiful cherub. I don't know how to explain. She's like a doll, like almost like
yeah.
a little, like a
I was just
porcelain
saying, I
doll.
love how she does her eyebrows too. Like she snatches her face more.
Yeah, yeah.
She knows how to paint. The bitch
And she
is
has
good with makeup.
a beautiful smile. And I thought she hit all of the parts. I thought she gave it everything. They could have gave her a better wardrobe, but I saw Diana Ross
Oh,
in the
down.
in the Wiz, and that was her
You know what's
character.
funny too is I had never seen The Wiz. I didn't even know that they had The Wiz. And Ethan was like, "Have you seen The Wiz?" Because we had just watched Wicked, and
Yeah,
I was like, "No." And we watched it, and it was so fierce. It was
yeah,
so
I've seen
good,
it.
and I could see when Anya did it. I was like, "This is The Wiz down."
Yeah, she knew the character and she did it perfectly. I thought it was great. This is how I feel like if you're not going to go camp with it, you have that oomph. And she had that
Yeah,
oomph and did it serious, but, like, had that oomph that Susie didn't have.
girl. When I
Um,
watched her, I literally felt like I was on Broadway.
yeah, it
It
was
was
it was
sickening.
amazing. And for her to have struggled a little bit in the learning of the choreography, she hit every single move. Every single move.
It was
Yeah.
fierce, and let me tell you, that leg choreography is not easy.
Yeah, she did phenomenal. Up next, we have Lana, and what did you think of Lana's performance?
Lana, what did
She
she
was
do
the
again?
Tin Woman.
The tin one. Oh, yes. I thought she was decent, though this just comes down to she's not giving enough facial expressions. She's not giving drag with the face. Like, even there was one part when she was talking about wood, and she just took the axe and she went like this. It would have been so funny if she would have took the axe and went like this, you know what I mean? When she said wood, you know what I mean? And like made a cool facial expression with her face, you know? Just give more camp, girl. We want to see funny. Where are the jokes? You know what I mean? But all in all, it wasn't bad. It just kind of blended in, you know?
I thoroughly enjoyed this performance from
Mm.
Lana. I thought that
Girl, really?
I think maybe it's because she has struggled with the past couple of challenges,
So she gave us more than what we
and
expected.
she really surprised me with what I thought what she was probably going to give,
Yeah.
and she hit all the choreography. She had a lot of energy, especially in her group.
Hmm.
And I thought it was good. I thought she did the mannerisms of the Tin Man very good. I really really enjoyed it. I don't think she was. I thought she was a very high safe. I don't
Yeah,
think
I don't
she
think
was
she
in the
was
bottom.
bad. It's just
Yeah,
for me, like I said, there's just so many people right now still in the competition, and there's really good people.
yeah,
That when you compare the others to that, it's kind of like, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Up next we have Lexi Love, and I'll give you my opinion.
Hmm.
Um, I loved Lexi's voice for this. I feel like she really tapped into the original Cowardly Lion voice, the way that they
Very
uh
dopey.
the way that they sang the song. I felt like Lexi also did that. She was really good with that. I thought she did great with the choreography. I felt like it was probably like mid safe.
Yeah, for me too. I agree.
Yeah, yeah. After Lexi, we have Arietti, and what'd you think? Arietti was
Ariane,
the scarecrow.
the Scarecrow. It was good. Um, it wasn't something that I was like, oh my God, wow. But it's also like some of the roles that they were given were kind of hard to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But all in all, it was good. Nothing really stood out to me. It was kind of just a blend in for me.
exactly the same. I thought it was just okay. I thought she did what she had to do, but I think that role was just made to be safe.
Yeah.
Um, in that trio, to me, Lana was the standout,
Mm.
and then
Who was the trio? It
Lexi
was Lana, Arietti, and who?
and Lexi.
Yeah, definitely Lana.
Yeah.
Mm.
After Arietti, that was it. That was all of them.
Yeah.
I thought everybody did really good. I really did enjoy it. I thought that they
Nobody
really
fumbled.
no. The trio of the lion, the Tin Woman, and the Scarecrow. That was really enjoyable. They really hit all the things. I thought they were complimentary of each other, but I did think Lana was just a little bit better than the other two. Out of everybody in the Rusical, who do you think did the best overall? I'll give you my opinion while you're looking.
Yeah.
I think that it was really close between Sam, Jules, and Anya. I think
Oh, I
those
agree.
were the three clear tops to me.
Yeah. Who
Um,
do you think actually won though, out of the three?
I think, and this is unbiasedly, y'all can hate in the comment. I thought Sam. I thought
I
Sam.
thought Sam too.
Her voice, her doing those acrobatic tricks was hard, and she did it all without struggling.
Well, also it was just a big surprise. Like everybody was, and what I also thought was sweet was, and it also could be kind of shady. It just depends on how you take it. But when Lexi was like, "Sam, you need to step out of your comfort zone, like we talked about, and try a new character," and when she did, and she didn't complain, she was like, "I'm gonna do it," and then she surprised everybody. I was like, "This is a gaggy moment."
Yeah, and this is like what the judges were asking of her. And
Yeah.
Sam was originally going to pick a typical role that Sam, like a pageanty role. And this
Hmm.
is completely not Sam. Like she's not a character girl. If you've seen her in a show, she does not do characters like that.
Right.
So for her to do this, it really was her stepping out of her comfort zone, and she nailed it. And so
Who do you think was second?
I think I think Jules.
Mm.
I am going based off of what I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
But again, this was like splitting hairs because I would
Oh,
not
they
have
were
been
all so good.
I would not have been mad if Anya won, if Sam won, or Jules won. If any three of those three won, I would have been just as happy as the other and not think anything of it because they just all three were that good.
Yeah, all three of them were fierce.
Yeah. Who did you think did the worst in this challenge?
Worst for me was Acacia.
I agree. I think everybody else, I felt like
Delivered.
we're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not that Acacia did bad. She didn't do bad. It just didn't deliver what it needed to deliver compared to
Right.
the other people. And so to me, she's the only clear bottom to me.
Yeah. When you, like I said, when you're with a bunch of these like powerhouse people that have so much personality, and then you get a ballad, you have to give them drama, and she didn't.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to our thoughts on the runway and its parasols. Shady Lady, let's go to, if you go to drag.looks, they do have those looks up today.
So first up with the parasols, we have Miss Lexi Love, and she's in this golden black look, very inspired by Schiaparelli. What do you think of this?
I do like this. I feel like it was safe. I think she looks. Lexi's gorgeous in the face. Her mug is stunting. Like she has like these very large cheeks and very large lips, but her face is like tiny. She has a tiny looking nose. She's just stunning. This white hair looks good on her. The
just
color,
about to say that.
the color. This style looks like she took a wig and just messily put it up. I don't like that. I wish it was more.
Really?
I wish it was more styled to me. I don't like it. I wish it was more styled. That's just me. I feel like it's got to be perfect every time. And she does deliver like that. So that's what I was expecting. I love the fact that when she first came out that she had the walking stick up to the parasol. So it looked like she was holding the parasol. And then when she put the walking stick down, it was a gag because the parasol was it was a hat.
Yeah.
I do like the ideas of Schiaparelli, but I wish there was more gold stuff. Like, I wish there was like a goldish corset to cinch her a little bit because the dress is kind of simple. But I love the gloves. I love the breastplate part. Overall, I think this is a safe, good pussy.
Same. I agree. The hair, girl, I fucking love this hair on her, especially like, I don't know, it's just framing her face in the front. So gorgeous. But dissecting, the color does need to be a different color. Because I feel like it's a little off, but I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. I think it's gorgeous. This style is fierce, though. I loved it. When she came out, I was like, I like this. You pretty much covered everything that I was going to talk about. I want to see a wasp corset for sure. Something gold and to cinch her waist a little more.
And it would have been sickening if it was the same materials and it had like the belly button indentation.
Ooh, yes. That's kind. I live. Safe, good pussy.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Sam Starr, and she is in this floral gown, which is actually your gown.
It used to be my gown. It used to be my gown.
You gave it to her, but what is it from?
The tea on this runway this is an Anthony Canny dress. Anthony Canny is the designer who made my teacup dress. He's made
made Violet Chachki's big ball gown for her finale.
Yeah, he made my season 9 finale. He's made a lot of stuff. He made my my All-Star 7 reveal look with all the roses and stuff. He's just impeccable. He's also done stuff for like Beyonce and other people too. His work, if you look at the inside of this dress, it's all corseted, just like what Ethan is doing.
Yeah.
It's just like that. It's very intricate. It's very finished. And so I gave this gown to her a couple of years ago, and she's used it in pageants since because when I wore it on one episode of Celebrity Drag Race. When I was on it the first season. And I feel like Sam looks better in it. She's fully rhinestoned it. She's added these beautiful butterflies. And she did the parasol herself. We found the fabric and she did the parasol herself. I do like this hair, but I will tell you, I want to see Sam in different hairstyles because she's being pigeonholed herself in this style. Yep. Although it does look beautiful with this, I would like to see her in something different. But I'm glad she wore this dress because this dress deserved to be seen on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race. Fun fact about this dress: this was my original All Stars 4 give-up dress. And since we didn't get to go give up the title in person, Monet and I had the idea of doing the Tuang Fu thing. So I changed it. But this was my original finale dress.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. The dress is a little long for her, but it's fierce. The hair is a little it's like the same old, same old.
Expected, yeah.
Yeah, we see it so much. I've seen it so girl, I've styled this hair so many fucking times for you.
Yeah.
I'm ready for
And
something different.
I don't even wear. I haven't worn that in a couple of years now. I don't wear
Yeah.
that style anymore.
Yeah. To me, I feel like this style kind of makes her look older, but I still think she looks beautiful. I think this is definitely a good pussy.
I'm gonna say great pussy because I just know the work that went into this dress
Yeah.
and it's impeccable in person. I'm saying great pussy.
Yeah.
And I said, girl, it was my dress, so of course I'm gonna say that because it's my
Right.
taste.
You're like, I wore this. Obviously it's good, bitch.
Girl, a great pussy, great pussy.
Next up, we have Arietti, and she is in this black gown with red ruffles on the top and bottom. I'll give you what I think.
Yeah.
I thought this was good. I thought it was really pretty on the runway. I love this hair on her. It's different. I've been seeing a lot of the sculpted pieces on her face, and to see
Mhm.
something a little bit more up and soft, I loved it. Um, I don't think it's anything like groundbreaking. I feel like it's something we've seen before, but it's not bad. I said good pussy.
This is a very pretty dress. It is very beautiful made. You know, I absolutely hate satin, so that just makes my skin crawl. Um, but other than that, even with it being satin, I still think it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think what it does, sorry to interrupt you, is with the ruffles, so how it's like all kind of bunchy and like crinkly, I think it kind of plays into the cape.
yeah, and I do think it's beautiful. Um, One thing I do not like, and this is the first time I've ever given her a critique about her makeup. Here, I feel like her highlight is too white, and the highlight down the bridge is too wide for
Hmm.
her for this look. It doesn't. I don't know because she's not being a caricature like she does her Elven thing, which I do love. But this is like her normal makeup, and I just feel like it's really too white and too wide.
Yeah.
But that's just me nitpicking because I just have seen her makeup in so many different ways, and this is just my least favorite out of the makeups that I've seen. Overall, though, still good pussy.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, we have Jules Sparkles, and she is in another black gown that is made. Actually, no, who made this? Anthony Kenny?
No, this was a gown that I bought from an Arabic designer. He was a Lebanese designer. I can't think of the name right now. I'll have to think. This was off the rack, and
Mm,
you've worn this for a photo shoot for when you won National
Entertainer
Entertainer
of
of
the
the
Year.
Year.
Hmm.
I wore this for All Star Seven's press week for the window display of Saks Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
And when we first met Jules, and we were putting her in that
That
preliminary
pageant for
for
Tampa
EOY,
EOY.
the first time she didn't have anything. She didn't have a gown. So I lent this gown to her,
And
and
I styled the hair for her.
she wore this, and she didn't win, but this was like the start of it all. And afterwards, I was like, this looks gorgeous on you. So I gave this to her. This was a pretty hefty, expensive dress too. She did have this reworked a little bit around the hip and the breast area with Jeffrey Kelly. And she made the parasol herself with the beads and things. I think she absolutely looks gorgeous. I know what the dress looks like up close, so I think it's stunning. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Solid black and solid white just don't look as good on the runway
I
on
agree.
TV as a print or a brighter color. Um, this all kind of melts together, like all the detail. You just can't see the detail.
Yeah.
She looks stunning in the face. Because you can't see the detail, I'm gonna say good pussy, but in person, if you saw this, it's actually kind of gunmetally,
Hmm.
and it is a great pussy in person. But on
I agree
TV, I'm
with
gonna just say good pussy.
girl. Everything you said, you clocked it. Good pussy. It was just hard to see the details, you know. And I remember the videos that she sent me when she was making this and getting it ready for Drag Race. All the details were in it, but girl, as soon as she walked on the runway, I was like lost.
Yeah, because like
You
there's
know.
all these appliques and they're chunky rhinestones and small rhinestones and beads. Can't see any of it.
Yep. So next up, we have Acacia Forgot, and she is in this corseted top with a what is this skirt called? I don't even know the name of it.
It's almost like a Chanel inspired. I think it's like a Chanel inspired skirt,
yeah, some kind of I don't
like a
it's
vintage skirt.
I think it's like a double circle skirt.
Yeah,
And she's got a fluffy French twist updo with another fluff on top of it with some parasols. What do you think of this?
why don't you tell me what you think?
I thought it was good. I don't like the length of the skirt. I know it's like a designer, but for some reason, the way that all this looks, I just didn't like it. There's just something about it. But I did like how creative the hair was and how she had the parasols in it. This wasn't bad and this wasn't good. I'm just going to say, or this wasn't great, I'll say. It was a good pussy.
I loved this. I thought she looked beautiful. I thought this looked designer.
Mhm.
I thought it was creative. It gives me something that maybe if the length was to the floor that you would see on Bridgerton, because they always have like kind of creative hairstyles and things like the Queen would wear. I love the creativity of the hair with the parasol, the hair and another parasol, and then she's carrying a parasol. I just think this is great. It's very
Yeah.
creative. I like it. I think this is a good pussy.
I think what really probably would have made me love it more is the different color choice. I don't like-
I really do like nude and black together.
To me, it just looks like white and black from far away. But even like, I don't know, just like the hair for me, I like the fluff on top, but every time she wears these French twists in the back, it just makes her look so much older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just want a little bit more styling choices to be finessed a little more.
Yeah.
But all in all, this is still good. It's not bad at all. So I'm going to say good pussy.
Okay, great.
Next up, we have Lana Del Rey, and she is in this black high-low dress, same color as Jules. I'll give you what I think. I thought this was very blah for me. I didn't like how it just, for some reason, I think it's maybe because of her body shape. I really want to see her with a bigger hip for once, just for like certain looks. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
feel like the way of how the arms are so big versus like her torso area, I want to see different proportions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, I feel like with her makeup versus the hair looked like it was wearing her. You know what I mean? Like when it zoomed up on the camera and the hair was on her head and stuff, I was like, there's something about this hair that looks like it's wearing her instead of vice versa. And I think it might also because of the way her makeup is. Something about her makeup is different with this look. And I don't know what it is, but to me, I'm going to call this a hit it and quit it.
Okay. I think you're very accurate with the shape of this. I like her sometimes in like her like with her natural body. 'Cause
Model body look.
Yeah, she looks like a model. But for this, because it's a gown and there's like a lot of bulk on the bottom and a lot of bulk up top, she did need to be very cinched and she needed a little bit of hip with this.
Yes.
I do like it. I like the front length, how it like ripples back and you can see a little bit of her leg. There's something like I feel like because she exposed a little bit of her legs, she needed to expose a little bit of her arms. Maybe if the sleeves had slits or if they were like a short sleeve.
I like the slit. If you would have done a slit right here on the like this top,
yeah,
that would have been kind.
But I think the biggest issue is she needed to be cinched. Also, the fact that she's all in black and Jules is all in black, and I feel like Jules just did it better. This is just, okay. I'm still gonna say good pussy, but she just really needed to cinch.
Yeah. Well, what do you give it? You said good pussy?
Yeah, I give it good pussy.
Okay, cute. Next up, we have Corey King, and she is in, ironically, a Dorothy dress, and which was crazy because RuPaul asked her on the runway if she'd even planned it, and she said no.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny, but it's still a bad pussy. I was like, love the jokes, it's cute, bad pussy. For me, it was just the length of the dress. I also didn't like the little red nipples. I thought that was just so random to me.
They weren't nipples. They were like buttons for like the suspenders.
Yeah, but it looks like nipples.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a random. I think if she would have done like a clear stoned button instead of the red, it probably would have looked less nipple to me. And I think she honestly did this because it looked like nipples. I might be wrong, but
Yeah.
the parasol also looked kind of cheap to me. The way that it just bunched and shit, girl, it literally looked like, you know how like when people wear the umbrellas and they're in the tornado and it's like, you know what I
Yep.
mean? And it's just, it literally looked like the tornado was just blown to, or the parasol was blown to hell by the tornado.
How fierce would it have been if she had a parasol that was turned inside out like it was being blown by
Yes,
the
girl.
tornado?
That would have been sickening, and even have the dress kind of like
Yeah.
flowing with her hair and stuff.
Yeah.
Like even just like, you know, it's fierce. This is a really interesting idea how she did it, but she could have gone a lot further with this.
Yeah.
And it's just, fit issues and how it's styled. Love the hair color on her, like RuPaul said. I was like, when she first walked out, at first, because I'm so used to seeing her in the Barbie blonde, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But then once I started to see her in it, I was like, I actually like the color.
Yeah.
But for me, it's still a bad pussy.
I really like her in this red hair. I think it looks softer on her, even with her like striking makeup. I think it like does very good with her skin tone. I like the concept. I don't think this is that bad, but I do agree with you. The length is not good. It's too high.
Mhm.
The parasol, which is what this is all about, looks messy as hell.
Yep.
I still think it's cute. I'm gonna say hit it and quit it, just because I do like it. It's just a little messy.
Okay. Next up, I'm like, okay.
You can be the Wicked Witch this episode.
The question is, would you wear it, bitch?
No.
Exactly. So it's a
No.
bad pussy. Not to sound cocky.
Well, I wouldn't wear some of these other ones either. I wouldn't wear Acacia's, but I like it for her.
No, I totally get what you're saying. That's really what I'm at. Next up, we have Lydia B. Collins, and girl, this is another look that I just like. I'm so confused by. For me, give me your opinion because I want to know what you're thinking about this look.
I feel like this was so close. I want to adopt Lydia to just rub off a little bit of polish on her. Not much. I like her twisted ideas. I just feel like she needs to know how to edit. First of all, this dress is black, pink, and green. Why the hell do you have a random, ugly, white pearl necklace draped in the front?
I don't get it.
It's so ugly. Secondly, why do you have a parasol and then you have this big ass thing on your head? Like you should not have both. It's a conflict. It almost looks like half of a parasol on your head and then you have a parasol.
You know what would have been cunt?
What?
You know how like in the cartoons when the parasols get struck by lightning and it just looks like little stringy pieces? The top of her headpiece almost looks like it was like either struck by lightning or something. It would have been cool if she kind of did the same thing with her parasol.
Yeah. I just feel like she just needs to know how to edit. She was so close. If she would have gotten rid of the hat, this would have been a good pussy. Or if she would have gotten rid of the parasol and let the thing on her head be the parasol, like she would have had to done it a little different, kind of like what Lexi did.
Yeah.
Or kind of like what you said. That would have been fierce. I just feel like she was so close. But again, it's just she doesn't know how to edit. And for that, I'm not gonna say bad pussy. I'm gonna say hit it and quit it because there is potential here. It's just she needs to know how to edit, and I really like her. I think I'm just like, let me help you just a little bit. Because, girl, her mug is sickening. She has very creative ideas, but the execution is just lacking.
Yeah, I agree. Everything you said, even, would you just call it a hit it and quit it?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree too. Next up, we have Anya Nerve, and she is in this all yellow look with this vinyl parasol. I'll give you what I think. I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was so clean. I thought it was so polished. I thought it was good. Like this was cute. I liked it. I'm gonna say good pussy.
Yeah, this was different. You know, it wasn't a dress. It almost gives me like, had this been green, what the people of Oz would wear. It's very
Yeah.
like fantastical like that. Um, Girl, her makeup for this
Always.
runway is the best it's been this entire season. She looks fierce with the gold in her eye. It
Yes.
is yanked. Girl, Stahanisha right here. Like, she's so gorgeous.
Yep.
I love this look. I'm gonna give this a great pussy.
Stunalina, Stuntinta, yes God. Everything. I
Yep.
like girl, you can't come for her makeup. The makeup
Girl.
is so fucking sickening. And
Stamped.
she always adds a color that goes with whatever she's wearing in her costume in her eye. And I love that. It's so pretty.
So good.
Next up, we have Susie Toot, and she's in this nude and it looks like gold bodysuit with a parasol. I thought this was good. I thought this was honestly the prettiest thing that she's worn so far. I mean, honestly, I liked the octopus look too. I thought that was really, really cool. But I thought this was a different take for Susie, and it was honestly pretty polished. I'm gonna say good pussy.
So originally, when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, I like the bodysuit, but I didn't like the color, and I didn't like the parasol." But then, like, I start looking at it up close and dissecting it, and I don't like this.
Why do you not like it?
I feel like the boobs are too close together, and the shape of everything looks like the boobs are really low.
I
Like,
was just gonna say her boobs look low.
really low. And then the strapping around the top is an elastic, because I bought this elastic from Joann's. So I've had it on costumes. It just looks a little cheap and wonky. The color does not go good for her. It washes her out. I don't like the hat, and the parasol looks cheap to me. I just don't like this. I don't. I know. I feel like I know these people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're coming for Susie all the time." I'm not. I like what I like, and I just don't get that from her. I will say her makeup is a little softer here, and I do like this version of her toot makeup.
Not
But
her toot makeup, bitch.
yeah,
Come on,
but
toot makeup.
but for me, I'm gonna say this is a bad pussy. I don't like it.
Damn.
I don't like it.
Damn, bitch.
Yep.
Bad pussy. I said, what did I say? Good pussy?
Yeah, you said good pussy.
Good pussy, bad pussy.
So who was your favorite runway and who was your least favorite runway?
Girl, everybody was kind of across the board in this look. Like, there was nothing, like, amazing about this. I'll say probably Anya's.
Okay, I was gonna say it's between Anya and Sam, and to me, I'm gonna go with Sam's because I would wear that. I have worn that.
Yeah.
It's my style. I just like it. So I'm gonna say the best to me is Sam, followed by Anya, followed by Jules, followed by Acacia, Lexi. And the rest can, meh. Arietti. Meh. Who was your least favorite?
Least favorite was probably Corey.
I'm gonna say Susie. Only because, at least with Corey's, it's something interesting and fun and whimsical.
Yeah.
With Susie's, it's boring. The color is boring. It's bland. It washes her out. It's like poorly made. It's sagging. I just did not like it. So I'm gonna say Susie. So after we've seen the challenge and the runway, who do you think is the winner of the episode, and who do you think is the bottom two?
I honestly think Sam.
Yeah, I agree. I think, again, it was close between
Sam, Anya, and Jules.
Yeah, fully.
Yep.
Jules has been this close to a win several times, so I almost wish they would have given it to Jules just so she had a win. But I'm totally happy with Sam having that win. A lot of times they're gonna give these wins to people that are doing good in the competition because some of these girls are just, not to be mean, but some of these girls are just filler. They're
They're just
not
coasting.
yeah. So I think that Sam was a great choice for the win. Who was your bottom two?
Bottom two was Acacia and Lana.
Okay. For me, I'm going to say Acacia and Corey. Acacia was the only one, though, to me, that was like the clear bottom, unfortunately. The rest were like good enough to be safe, but obviously there has to be two. And I'm going to say Corey just because she was a little bit of forgettable.
I agree too with Corey. Like if it would have been Corey or Lana, I would have been like, okay, it's especially Corey because Corey has been kind of just coasting along and should have been in the bottom multiple times. So to see her in the bottom, I'm like, okay, finally, what I mean?
Well, we find out that the actual winner is Sam, and the actual bottom two is Corey and Acacia. They lip sync to "Wet Dreams" by Adam Lambert. Which I thought was a very interesting choice for them to be in these looks.
Right.
I saw something somewhere where it was a missed opportunity where they didn't do Rihanna's Umbrella.
Well, Rihanna is very much a stickler when it comes to her music. Like you can't even use her music on Facebook or Instagram as like your stories. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was like, no, bitch. These faggots ain't having my music, honey. No, ma'am.
Right. Well, I think that I've seen where Rihanna's actually a big fan of the show. Like she follows some of the Rue girls and all that. So
but she's still picky with her music. She don't play.
Yeah. So they lip sync. Corey wins and Acacia goes home. During the lip sync, though, Corey is like doing all her things. She's doing all these kicks. She goes into a split and her wig comes off. She quickly puts it back on, though. What do you think about this?
Girl, this is season of the hair loses, whatever you want to call it. The hair snatches, losses, whatever.
The only thing I will say though is that was like a malfunction, but Acacia willingly took off her shoes. And the thing with Corey is it came off, but she put it right back on.
The thing though is that in the confessionals, Lydia told Corey, she was like, make sure you glue your lace down. And when she didn't, and it just came off, first off, when you say glue your lace down, for me, that right off the bat is giving newcomer.
Yeah.
Because whenever you're getting ready to lip sync for your life, that means get ready to slay the house down boots, bitch. You better fucking girl, you better super glue that lace to your head and also tape and pin it.
I'm not saying this is her. I'm not trying to defend Corey in this moment, but I will say from experience, like All-Star 7, I did a lip sync against, I think it was, I don't remember who it was. I had on this red wig that had the bang, and it lifted on one side. And I pinned the shit out of that wig. Yeah. Just sometimes things happen. I'm not saying that that's what an excuse for Corey or Lana or something, but things do happen. I feel like it's if it's fixable quickly, like Lana did and like Corey did, it's forgivable because they did well in the lip syncs. Yeah. Let's move on to Untucked really quick. There's only a couple of things that I want to mention. The girls immediately get to being shady and make lists of who they think are in the top and who they think are in the bottom. These are the safe girls before the bottoms and the tops come in. They put Susie in the bottom on these Post-its on the wall. Dang. So when they walk in, they see. And of course, Susie is like, you could tell she's a little ate up. And as much as Susie kind of gets on my nerves with this like superior attitude, let's be real. Susie did good in the challenge. There's no way she was in the bottom.
I think what it is Susie is doing really well, besides the last episode, of not cracking under pressure, especially with all the girls just coming at her and calling her the funny queen or da-da-da-da, Yeah. So I think what it is they're just trying to get her to come out of her shell and just like say something. You know what I mean?
I think they're being shady. And, I get it. Like, I
agree too.
I wouldn't do it that way, but it's almost like during season 9, Untucked, when I was sitting there with Valentina and Alexis Michelle and somebody else, Peppermint, I think. Somebody asked me who I thought was my competition. Oh, it was Valentina. Who do you think my competition is? And Valentina was being so pretentious in that moment. And so I said Alexis Michelle. But the actual answer was Valentina. But I wasn't giving her that gratification because she was being too much. So this is kind of the same thing. They're trying to humble Toot a little bit,
Yeah.
Ariadne tries to come for Sam by saying that she had the easiest role. And Sam says she is related to us. She had a really quick comeback. She said, well, if it was so easy, why didn't you take it? And Ariadne said, well, I didn't want it. And she said, well, you need it. Girl, I was living because that shut Ariadne down, honey.
You can tell that they are part of the family because even when Jules was like, girl, you can buy pads, but you can't buy comedy. It's very quick wit, coming back and just reading a bitch.
Exactly. And I live for that. I live for a girl who can defend herself 10 toes down and doesn't give two shits. But I also loved that they kind of laughed it off at the end. It wasn't that serious and it wasn't real drama, So, at the end of all of this, with all of this being said, who do you think is going to win the season?
Girl, I think it's Anya.
I think it's Anya too, but I will say Sam is moving up, girl. She is moving up there and swiftly become if I'm watching it just as a viewer, I feel like she's right there, neck and neck.
Yeah.
I also think, girl, give Jules a win, and she's right there too.
Oh, absolutely.
I think, to me, right now, the only ones that could possibly win is going to be Anya, Sam, Jules, Lexi, or Susie. I mean, it's got to be one of those
clear
five.
top. It's the clear top.
But I do feel like, because there's only 5 and there's only room for 4 in the finale. I mean, if they do it that way, sometimes, they do only 3. But if they do just 4, that means there's going to be a face crack.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to see it.
But Jules has got to get a win or, girl, she's not going to make it. You know what I mean? She's got to be, even though she's been that close and she could have won a couple of these, but she's got to get it in the bag or, girl, out.
Out. Boots.
Yes. Thank y'all for watching today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below in order to win the merch package. There should be a video showing all of the merch. If not, go look at my Instagram and you can see it there. Comment below who you are rooting for. And we are going to see you next time. Don't forget to follow Chantel on all of her platforms at Chantel Sparkles, her hair page, Glitter Bomb Wigs, me on TikTok under Trinity The Talk, and
we shall see you next week.
Yes.
Bye, y'all.